Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us go through the next sorting algorithm. Okay, so the algorithm is a merge sort, guys. So this is one of the most interesting and easy algorithm, guys. So for understanding, it's really easy if you ask me. Okay, yes. So let us try simulating it. I think we cannot simulate it, so I'll be just writing it from the scratch, guys. So that's all I can do for this type of algorithms. Okay, yes. So just give me a second. Okay. So let us assume a small input, guys, because if we take large input, it might take some time, right? Yes. Okay. So let us take 4 elements. Is it good? Or 5 elements? What do you say? So let us take 4 elements. Okay. Yes. So let us take 99. Okay. So the next element is 88. Okay. So the next element is 1. Okay. And the last element is 101. So we are trying to place these in ascending order. Okay. So what we exactly do in merge sort is, so we will break the whole list into exactly half, guys. Okay. So means once we break the list, what will be the list, guys? So it will break into 99, 88. Okay, and one more list will be 1 and 101, right? Yes. So what we do now, we again break it into exactly half. So at the end we got 99 here and we got 88 here. Okay, similarly on this side we got 1, on this side we got 101. Okay, so can we break any further, guys? No, we can't, right? Because there is only a single element. What you will break? You will break 9 and 9, no, right? Yes. So there is no further chance of breaking. Okay, hence from now on you will start merging them, guys. So once you are merging, you will start sorting them. So 99 and 88, which is the minimum? 88. Okay, the next element is 99, so you will be writing in that way. Similarly on this side also you will write a 1 and 101. So again you will merge these two. So among 88 and 1, which is minimum? 1. Among 88 and 101, 88. Among 99 and 101, 99. So at the end you got 101. So in this way, we have sorted the array with the help of concept of a merge sort, guys. So it is dividing the array into two parts until you end up with one element each, and at the end you started merging them. So this concept, this simple, quite easy concept is nothing but a merge sort, guys. Got it? Yes, it's a quite simple process, right? Yes. So now let us go through the theoretical part. Okay, then we'll be going through the algorithm. Okay, and we'll be going through the working also, like how exactly the algorithm will work. Okay, yes. So let us start. So merge sort. Okay, so merge sort is a sorting algorithm that uses the divide and conquer. So if you observe here carefully, did I divide the array into exactly half, guys? Yes. So few of you might be saying that, okay, so here you plannedly taken 4 because it's an even number. But what if the number is a 6 or an odd number? So a simple trick with respect to odd number. So let us take 5, guys. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So what you do is you will divide it into half, and you will take on one side you will take odd number and one side you take even number. So assume that always on the left side I will take more numbers. So on this side I took 3 numbers, on this side I took 2 numbers. Similarly if I divide this again, so I will take again on the left side only 2 numbers, and on the right side you will take 1 number. So again it will divide into 1 and 2. So here it will divide into 4 and 5. Okay, so these two will be combined first, 1 and 2, then these two will be combined, 1, 2, 3, these two will be combined, 4, 5, at the end these two will be combined. So in that way. So if I am following division by 2, and if I took once left side the highest values, the odd number, I will always take left side only. So that is the logic you should remember. Got it? Yes. Okay. So it uses divide and conquer. Okay. So in it, an unsorted list is divided into n sublists such that each having only one element. So if you observe here carefully, we are having 4 elements list, right? In the middle layer, exactly in the center, how many lists are there, guys? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is the number of n? That many lists are there. So that is the reason why we wrote n sublists, such that each having only one element each, and that is considered as a sorted list. Got it? Yes. Okay. So then repeatedly merge these lists. So what we did after that, we started merging them, right? So we merged these two, we merged these two in that way. So we started merging. So then repeatedly merge these sublists to produce a new sorted sublist and continue at the end. Finally, one sorted list is generated. Okay, so a simple logic is divide by 2 logic until one element is left in each sublist, then merge sorted repeatedly. So then you will be merging this list, merge and sort, merge, sort. So that is the concept of a merge sort, guys. Got it? Yes. So if you want me to draw a lengthy example, in my book I have drawn it, guys, because I know that most of the students will be interested if I take some long examples, right? Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here I took 7 elements. So I told you, right? So on the right side I will take more elements, on the left side I will take less elements. So here I took 4 elements, 3 elements, 2 elements, 2 elements, 2 elements, 2 elements. Got it? Yes. So the same flow I have followed. So few of you might be asking me that what are these numbers? So most of you have got that out, right? Yes. Guys, I'll be discussing about those numbers at the end of the lecture, guys. Okay? Yes. So now you got an idea, right? So it will divide until you reach one element each. Got it? Yes. So again you will start combining in the same reverse order. Okay, yes, at the end you will get the sorted array. Got it? Yes. So the merge sort concept is really easy, guys. The only thing is you should understand the logic. Okay, yes. So now you will be saying that, okay, so the logic is really easy, but the code will be really crazy. Most of you will be thinking in that way, right? Yes. So the code might be a bit complex to understand, but the logic is really simple, guys. Okay, so let me explain it to you first of all. Okay, yes. So for merge sort, we will have 2 functions, guys. So the first function is merge sort and the second function is merge. Okay, so merge sort will divide it. So this concept of a first sub parts is nothing but a merge, and the below part is this top part is nothing but merge sort, and from here this is a merge, guys. So here we are doing merge sort and here we are merging them. So that is the whole concept. Just give me a second, I'll be back. Okay, so let us continue. So the algorithm seems to be a bit crazy, but it's really easy, guys. The thing is you should understand the logic, that's it. Okay, yes. So let us start. So we are writing 2 functions, I told you, right? So we will be having merge sort and merge. Okay, yes. So merge sort will break our array into parts, right? Yes. Okay, so merge sort A comma P comma R. So P indicates the first element of our array and R indicates the last element of the array, guys. So it indicates first and last. Got it? Yes. Okay, so if P is not equals to R, that is indirectly P is less than R, you are going to calculate Q value. Okay, so I think if it is upper bound, it will be better. You will be understanding it, so please don't worry. Okay, then you will be doing a merge sort of A comma P comma Q. Okay, you will be calling again merge sort, and once that whole callings are done, again you will call merge underscore sort A comma Q plus 1 comma R. At the end you will merge these 2 parts. Got it? Yes, you will break, merge. That's the logic. Got it? Yes. Okay, so what exactly merge does? So that thing I'll be explaining you with respect to our solution, guys. Only then you will understand. Okay, yes. So for our easy understanding, I think most of you have watched our data structure lectures, right? Yes. So I'll be drawing a tree for this recursive function, guys, because with that only you can get the clear idea, guys. Okay, yes. So let us take an example which I have used in the book, guys. Okay, yes. So 50, 32, 53, 47, 17, 61, 23. Okay, so this is our input array. Okay, yes. So what I told you, first you will pass this whole array into your merge sort, right? Yes. So you will indicate this first index as P and the last index as R. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Got it? Yes. So once this whole array is passed into our merge sort, you will check whether P is less than R. Is it yes? No. Means you will come inside, you will update the Q value to P plus R by 2. So 7 plus 1 by 2, which is 4, right? Yes. So now Q value is 4. So then you will call merge sort of A comma P comma Q. So means now what is the array, guys? So it is indirectly array from 50, 32, 53 until 47 only, right? Yes, so exactly until Q only. That is a 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it? Yes. So now I broke it. Okay. So means this merge sort will again call this merge, right? Yes. So what now it will do? Again it will check P and Q. Okay. So again it will do half. So that is nothing but 4 plus 1 by 2, which is a 2.5, which will again divide it into two parts, right? Yes. Okay. So it is a 50, 32, 53, 47, which is a 1, 2, 3 and 4. Sorry, I think I should not write this, but I have written it in the flow. I'm really sorry for that, guys. So basically this part will not be written till now. Okay. Yes. So now you have called the merge. So this is the result. So again with this you will call the merge. So again it will divide it into a single element 50. Okay. So again once that 50 is calling done, so then you will call the second part, right? So it will return 32. Okay. And here also it will return again 53 and 47. So now we are done with this whole part, right? Yes. So once the first part is done, you will call the merge function, guys. Okay. Okay. So once you call merge function, this will start merging. So basically this will merge it into 32, 50. This will merge these two into 47, 53. Again these two will be merged. So in this way the merging and division will be done, guys. Got it? Now you got an idea, right? So if you observe carefully, these numbers are the exact order. So in step 1, it will break the list into this part. In step 2, it will break this list into this part. In step 3, it will break this list into this part. In step 4, it will break this step and it will start merging. So it will merge these two. In step 5, it will break this into this part. In step 6, it will break this into half and this into half. And then it will combine them. At the end, it will combine these two. So once this first part is done, then it will move on to the second part. It will break the second part. Again, it will break, and the same process continues, guys. So that is the reason why the numbers are given here, guys. So we assume that it will break into two parts, this two parts, this two part, this two part, like that. But internally, the algorithm will not do in that way. It will take the first big part, make it into half. Now this is new array, it will make it into half, again half, until you end up with one element. So once you end up with one element, it will move to the next slot. So this will again break it into this part. Now these two will be combined. Then it will move on to the next part. So in that way it will work, guys. Okay. Yes. So now you got an idea. So now your question will be, okay, so now we are getting some idea. So give us some example how this merge will work. Okay. To exactly show how that merge will work, so let us take an intermediate case, guys. Okay. Okay. Yes. So let us assume, so I think for this array only it will be there. So once you combine these two, the array will return 32, 47, 50 and 53, and the last three parts after sorting, they will be 17, 23, 61. Okay. Yes. So now this is our array, guys. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Got it? Yes. So now we got the array, right? Yes. So now once you call a merge, okay, so this is a nothing but a P, this is a nothing but a Q, this is a nothing but a Q plus 1, this is a nothing but a R, guys. Remember them, okay? Yes. So the first step which you do in merge is you will find the value of n1 and n2, guys. So in simple words, n1 is a nothing but the number of elements in the array 1. So Q minus P plus 1. Q is a 4 minus P is a 1 plus 1. So it is a nothing but 4. So we are having 4 elements. Similarly, n2, R minus Q, 7 minus a 5, sorry, R minus Q, right? So 7 minus 4, which is a 3. So we are having 3 elements. So n1 is equals to 4, n2 equal to 3. So once we got n1 and n2 values, so first thing which you will do is you will create an array, guys. Okay. So what type of array you create is you will create an array called left array and a right array. So the magic which you do is you will add the size n1 plus 1. So how many elements are there internally? So there are 4 elements, but you will create 5 slots, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Similarly for n2 also you will create 1 slot extra. You might not understand why I am creating that slot extra now, but you will understand later. Okay. Yes. So once you created them, you will substitute the values there, guys. So that substitution is this logic, these two lines. So L of I is equals to A of P plus I minus 1. Okay. So now that 32 will come here, 47 will come here, 50 will come here, 57 will come here. Similarly, 17, 23, 61. At the last position, you will place infinity. So most of you might not understand why I am doing these steps, right? Yes, you will understand. Don't worry, guys. Okay. Yes. Okay. So now I got L, R, and the whole array A. Nice. Yes. So what you will do now is you will assume I equal to 1, J equal to 1. Okay. So let me write those I and J values. Now you will start running a loop for K from P to R. So where is P? From P to R you will run. So basically from 1 to 7 you will run the loop, guys. So what you will do is you will check if L of I means L of 1 is less than or equal to R of J. Means you are comparing the first two elements whether this element is less than this. So if this is less, what you will do? You will push this element, right? Yes. So that's what it is doing. So if it is not less, you are pushing the right element. So we are pushing this right element to this array. So here I am updating the value to 17. Okay. And I am moving the J pointer by 1. So now it is a 2. Got it? Yes. So now again this loop will execute. So again you will check. Is this value is done, right? Yes. So again you will check these two, which is minimum 23. So 23 will be written here. So again you will increment J value. Okay. So now this is also done. So again you will compare. Is 32 greater than 61? No. Sorry. Yes. No. So 32 is less than 61. Yes. So 32 will be written here. Nice. And this I value will become 2 now. So this is done. Now 47, 61. So which is minimum 47. So 47 will be pushed. So this is the exact logic which will be done, guys. So 50, 61. So 50 is minimum. So 50 will be pushed. Similarly 57, 61, 57. Now infinity 61, 61. So if you observe here carefully, now I compared infinity with 61, guys. So if there is no element here, I would have compared 57 with 23. 57 with 63 and I'll push 57. But once 57 is done, how can I know that this array is done? I need to push this. So that is the reason why we use infinity, guys, because just to showcase some error case. So if you try to get L of 5 before, what will you will get, guys? You will get an error. So to resolve that issue, we give just infinity. So if you compare infinity with something, that something will only win, right? Yes. So that is the logic of comparison, guys. So that is how the code is working. So compare L and R and push it to A in ascending order. So that's the only logic which is applying. Okay. Yes. So now you got the whole idea, right? So the same logic using recursion, what I have explained to you is written here, guys. I have written it really clearly, guys. So anyone can understand it really easily. So you can just concentrate here. Okay. Yes. So and one more thing is it should be lower bound only, guys, not upper bound. Okay. Yes. Okay. So once you can just go through the thing which is written in the book, guys. Okay. Yes. So now let us continue with the last part, that is nothing but our questions. So it is depending on structure or content, guys. So the major disadvantage you can say with the merge sort is if I give a sorted array, okay, so what it will do, guys, it will start breaking them until one element is there and it will start combining them, guys. So that is really funny, but it will do it, guys. So that is the major thing with merge sort. So that is the reason why it depends completely on structure, okay. And does it need any external space, guys? If you recall, we used an whole entire array L and R, right? So it is not even size n, it is a n plus 2, guys. We used 2 more spaces, right, for infinities. Yes. So that is the reason why this is our first external algorithm, guys. It needs some extra space. So you can expect a question. If you are really lucky, you can get a direct question, guys. Whether merge sort is an internal or external storage algorithm. Directly it is an external. Okay. Yes. Similarly, is it a stable or unstable? It is also a stable algorithm, guys. You can just try with some examples and you can solve it. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay, so now the main part. So what is the time complexity of it? So till now every time I was saying n square, n square, n square. So most of you will be saying blindly it is n square. But you are wrong, guys. Okay, so here if you observe carefully, what is the complexity of this merge sort, guys? Merge sort code. So the complexity of this code depends on this merge, right? So what is the cost of this merge? Let us go here. So it is having from n, okay. Okay, so what is the biggest loop? So this is our biggest loop, which is running from P to R. Means indirectly it is running from the whole array, right? Yes. So just with that observation, you can say that the cost of this whole function will be big of n, right? Yes. Okay, so if you ask me in the same way, this function will be big of n1, this function will be big of n2. So among these three, which is maximum? Big of n. So the whole complexity of this merge sort will be big of n, guys. Got it? Yes. Okay, so this big O of n is inside this, right? Yes. Okay, similarly if you now observe carefully, so what we are doing here, guys, so if there are n elements, you are dividing it into n by 2, here also n by 2. If here we are having any more, we are dividing into n by 4, and this process continues until you are having one element. So if you observe carefully, it is indirectly a binary tree, right? So exactly 2 children at every place. So what is the depth, guys? It is nothing but log n, right? Yes. So it is nothing but a log n. So the whole cost of this will be log n into n. That is a n log n. Got it? Yes. Base 2. If you are asking with respect to base, it is base 2, guys. Okay? Yes. So now you got an idea, right? So how I am deciding what is the complexity. So what it is doing, it is dividing exactly into half. Means it is a log n. The depth or the height of the tree will be log n, right? Yes. So even here also you can identify. So here we are having 7 elements and the depth is 3. That's nothing but log 7 approximate value. Got it? Yes. Base 2, guys. Please remember that the base 2. Okay, it's not base 10. Okay? Yes. So now you got an idea, right? So how the best complexity, worst complexity and average complexity is n log n. Got it? Yes. So even you give ascending order, descending order or random order, it will be having the complexity n log n only. Got it? Yes. So I hope everyone got a clear idea on this merge sort. So in the next lecture, let us continue with the heap sort, guys. Okay? Yes. So let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe for more awesome videos like this. Thank you.